Welcome in, everyone, to the finals of the night here for Valorant of our Esports Canada Nationals series here. My name is Adam Trolls, of course, joined by Jobin once again. Has been casting all day. Workhorse here, pushing through nonetheless. But finally, we are at the final series of the night. St. Clair College Saints going to be going up against Laurier University here, and which should be a very interesting series with a little bit of history between these two teams.
Yeah. The Saints did take down Laurier. I believe it was in the CVAL qualifiers last week. I believe they won that in 2-0 fashion. The Valorant team, though, has been very, very busy these last 2 days. A lot of Valorant to be played. They defeated Fisher in the Red Bull Campus Clutch yesterday. Came out of a huge win. They've got picked up 2 big wins today. I believe they were both in 2-0 fashion as well. So these boys, they've been playing in that nest for a very long time. I know they've been excited. They're probably very excited to try to get out here, win one last series. And hey, we've gone 3 for 3 in grand titles so far today. They're looking to make it 4 for 4.
Yeah, really looking to push that forward. And of course, sort of missing out on the strongest opponents in the bracket. If we want to think about the bracket as a whole, UL Alberta were unfortunately forced to forfeit their match as well because, hey, they're going to Brazil. And you know what, realistically, that's a pretty good reason to be going as well. But nonetheless, you see this team here, St. Clair, sort of the best remaining team and expected to do quite well against Laurier. As you mentioned, they did win 2-0 in CVAL as well. So very curious to see how everything will play out in that regard as well. Of course, we do have maps coming through. It is Haven, Bind, Icebox there.
Ooh.
A little bit of a switch up there. Icebox, not something we normally see in the Esports standard, the collegiate standard.
Yeah. We did see Breeze earlier, which was a very, very nice change of pace. The Saints played excellently on it. We did see a couple of changes. Sushi now has been in the lineup for a couple days as well. Or maybe the last week. I would argue he was the MVP of their series earlier in the day. He popped off. They have Ems playing over on that chamber now, so they have made a couple adjustments. They're trying to evolve and adapt on the fly. They maybe felt like they had a really, really high peak to start the year, kind of stagnated for a couple weeks, lost a couple games they maybe should have won, but now they are back in action. They realize one game left to be crowned Canada's best.
Yeah, and I think with this series, when it is, they've played all day today. We're playing all day yesterday. It would just be so good to cap off a weekend full of Valorant with a championship at the end of that. And of course, it being the first ever Canadian Nationals would be sort of nice to cap that off at that. But nonetheless, we are going to wait for the teams to get into a lobby here. We're going to head to a short break. When we're back, we will be into Map 1 Agent Select with St. Clair versus Wolfwood Laurier. and welcome back, everyone, to our grand finals here between Laurier and St. Clair College here. I'm alongside Jobin once again. The rare Jobin special coming at you late night, Sunday night, trying to crown ourselves our first ever Canadian Nationals champion here. And already you see some of these lock-ins coming through. Wow, no surprise that some of these agents locked in on Haven.
I know. It's like it's a collegiate special or something.
Wow.
But all jokes aside, we're expecting to see a pretty similar kit out here.
Yep.
We did see the Saints play Astra on Haven earlier. We are going to see that Omen coming out now, maybe starting in that attacking half. They might like the look they're getting. As we said, 4-tapping is going to be subbing in for, I believe it was Scrubby there, and Sushi has subbed in these last couple games. As I said earlier, he is my MVP of the day, I would say so far. He has shown up and he has shown out on that fade. They're going to have Ems back on that chamber, Jello and Borge to round out this lineup for St. Clair.
Yeah, you've got the twin power going for the side of the Saints, of course. Opposite side, you've got Soupy, we've got Finchy, Inconsistent, KBK, and Anders for the side of Wilfred Laurier, and going to be curious to see how the Golden Hawks are going to be able to sort of play this series out. Overall, they've had themselves a pretty decent day as well. A little bit of a shorter day. Had a couple of short matchups there, but of course, being able to take down Carlton is sort of the big one. Or that was Windsor who took down Carlton earlier to sort of avoid that potential upset on the St. Clair side of the bracket. A couple of nice pickups as well for the side of Laurier today. Taking down Simon Fraser University, taking down the West Coast Beasts there. But nonetheless, round one already on the docket here. As you can see, Beta Rays combo always going to be omnipresent there on that A site.
Yeah, last time we casted Valorant, we blew out the entire audio system for for a Borge A, so hopefully we get something similar caliber of play. This entire day, though, for all of these teams has been pretty much clip central, for better or for worse. We are underway with this first pistol round. Curious to see what the attack's going to be for St. Clair. Finchy going to find that headshot and going to get back out of there.
Yeah, lots of damage taken there onto the breach. Got to be very careful of these plays. But as you can see, shifting around those agents once again, something to note, Ems, previously playing the breach on this match, has been playing more chamber today. So sort of filling in that chamber slot that you just need on so many of these maps. But for the time being, a little bit of a push through Garage here. Slowly but surely, side of St. Clair moving towards that C site. But a nice headshot coming through from Finchy as Borge goes down. Another kill picked up. Inconsistent, staying very consistent, finding a couple kills for themselves. But Ems finding a couple on the back end of that with those headhunters. Ran out of bullets, though. Got to be careful. It's only going to be down to... It's actually 4-tapping, last one left alive. Soupy going to collect that one up with the Frenzy. Round one goes the way of Laurier.
Yeah, pistol going to go in Laurier's favor, getting that early damage and then finding that double kill with the Ghost over there on that C site. Going to be exactly what they were looking for to kick things off. They got that tag onto the breach, get that headshot damage nice and early over onto Jello, and they're able to catapult that into the round when Ems tried his best on that headhunter. And now we're going to see what kind of buy Laurier wants to produce. They're going to put that hero rifle onto Soupy, try to get that raise going nice and early. They're going to round that out with a couple Spectres and that Bulldog over on Finchy. Heavy armor on 4 members as well. So we've been seeing this a lot from a lot of teams. It's been a super heavy investment on that second round, realizing if you can take those first couple rounds, you can start to snowball this eco, and even if you don't, you can at least try to get up a round or two.
It's all about the momentum as Borge already pushing aggressively onto B site, going through to the A link here. See what Borge is able to collect for themselves. A lot of damage coming down as Finchy going to trade Ems. Jello going to pick up one for themselves. KBK, though, taking a lot of damage as well. Borge still in this front line looking for anything. The paint shell's not quite going to land, but the double kill coming through from Soupy and that Vandal. Paint shell will collect the kill at the end of it. The defuse already started up. Going to be a little bit of a defense here as 4-tap and able to find one on the back end. It is only the chamber to stay alive, so yes, it is a win for the side of Laurier, but at what cost? A lot of the economy at that.
Yeah, and the Saints do get that spike plant at least, so they're going to get some money back in their pocket there, and as you said, they're going to take away a lot of weapons there from the side of Laurier. This chamber going to check, doing some weapon inspection, but he already had that Vandal in his hand. They're going to at least recover that rifle. They should have enough eco to... I was going to say rifles, but you're not going to have quite enough, and that's the tricky part about investing so heavily. It's one of those rounds you're really hoping to keep 3-4 members alive, try to handle that one easily. Borge, though, with that Frenzy, jumps in there realizing, okay, if I can even go 1 for 1 here, this will be worth it. Frenzy for rifle is a trade you will take every day of the week. We're going to see Soupy now, that Vandal going to be passed over his direction. The rest of the Saints coming in armed and ready.
And as you can see with those buys there, it's a lot of weapons on the side of St. Clair, not a whole lot on the side of Laurier. They've got 1 rifle to their name along with 8 headhunter bullets there. Really going to come down to this chamber and this raise, being able to link up, find a couple of kills for themselves, but thus far, a slow push on multiple angles here. Playing very default here is the side of St. Clair, knowing that they probably have that gun advantage, which they do, and really just trying to find this free round with saving as many weapons as possible.
Yeah, gotta be careful peeking that chamber, though. Chamber seems to always have that weapon advantage, even in the face of lots of rifles. Finchy on this Headhunter, trying to wait for one of those Saints to push up. This is a much more patient and composed push than the Saints we saw earlier on Haven. They kind of went guns to the wall and tried to get everything going there. Finchie slowly just holding back on this long push. The Saints are getting ready to walk up there. Headhunter shot not going to be found there. Jello going to find that first blood, and that's exactly what the Saints are looking for. They're going to storm onto site here, pop a bunch of utility. The site is pretty open for the time being. Soupy is up in heaven, though, with these paint shell, trying to cock and load that one for Aftershock. Not going to find the mark. Plant is going to come through, but at the expense of 4 tappings life to those paint shells.
Yeah, lots of damage coming back the opposite way. Lots of util being burned on both sides. You can see Borge just absolutely blinded to everything here. Going to get shot down from heaven there. Another kill picked up by Soupy with that Vandal. It is only Soupy left alive, though, as M, Sushi, Jello all linking up with a kill of their own. Soupy picking up 3, picking up 4 for themselves. Can they take some fall damage and will still be able to stay alive? And somehow, some way, Laurier win what is effectively a thrifty round for themselves. 5 health, all that separates the Saints from a round win there as Laurier pushed to 3.
Yeah, the Saints just got a little bit too aggressive there. They had that spike plant. All they had to do was try to play time Ems, tried to find that kill into heaven. He was feeling good about the earlier part of that round. Unfortunately, though, once he doesn't find that kill, that was pretty much all she wrote. Now we're going to see that Battle Singer strategy come out that we have seen so often from this team, though they're going to be running into an absolute buzzsaw. 5 rifles, 5 full armor, stacked that other way. Soupy's got a decent chunk of change in that back pocket, and he has that showstopper ready and waiting.
And the showstopper is so much stronger in some of these rounds because you can get away with not getting the maximum damage onto someone. You know, getting a little bit of that splash damage down can really turn the tide. So if they opt to use that, will be their choice for the time being. Just a little bit of a back off here. But Soupy still able to collect a kill there. Once again, it is the Fade Raze combination collecting a kill. It is oh so scary on Haven especially, but Borge able to sneak up, find a kill into KBK before getting out of there. 1 for 1 for the time being. The showstopper actually going to Rosa as well. Sushi finds a kill, and now there's a couple rifles going back the opposite way. Borge already on site. 4-Tapping going to pick up a kill for themselves, and seems as if Laurier got a little bit too cocky with their play in that round, and now they're playing the price.
Yeah, Borge has to be careful here. Going to find the strafe shot. He is pinned down in this corner by Anders, though. He is going to need a second Saint to walk through and help him out. Aftershock going to go through that dark cover, going to buy him just enough time. Inconsistent going to find one, gets traded out right away by Borge. Now into a 3v1. The Saints are looking real healthy. They're going to get a couple rifles out of the backside of this round as well. First kill found. Second, not going to be there for Anders. The Saints going to win that thrifty. They're going to pick up a couple rifles, and they're going to try to get back in this one.
And of course, with the economy from the side of Laurier, they still have enough to potentially re-up on a couple of members there. Specifically, Soupy going to be able to toss that, toss a little bit of change over to someone else. But once again, the economy's not stabilizing yet in this game. Ems, though, going to be picking up that tour de force on the opposite side. Finchie has that option as well. Very likely that they've already popped it. So it's going to be down C long, Chamber versus Chamber, who will end up finding that kill first. All comes down to who shoots first and who lands their bullet.
Yeah, who's going to blink first is always the name of the game. Tour de force is going to be online for both sides there. That will be the matchup to watch. Ems trying to hold that sewer push. The Haunt is going to come through. I would expect maybe a wild paint shell to come flying through that way as well. Laurier has been using that Raze Fade combo as we see so often to try to stunt that A push. A seems to be the more favorable of the sites for a lot of these teams. C, especially when you're facing off against that Chamber, can be an absolute nightmare to navigate. Just knowing one tour de force shot can change the world. Boris, though, once again on this flank, he's going to get waited for perfectly. Finchie reading that one like a book. Ems is going to find one on Soupy, though. Both Rays is going to fall off to the tour de force.
Yeah, these tour de forces are going to be absolutely massive this round, especially considering for Laurier, because they don't have that gun advantage in their favor. Ems needs to land these shots. KBK going to find a kill into 4-Tap and traded out by Jello once again. Now Finchie with a little bit of extra firepower behind them. Still 4 shots left there to potentially collect some more kills. 3v3. Plant going to come down to that A site, and now just comes down to whether Laurier can retake here. They've had a little bit of trouble, or they've been 50-50 at least on retaking this site specifically, but nonetheless, Saints need to be incredibly careful. They've got the weaponry advantage, at least compared to what Anders has in store. Just comes down to if you can get your 1-shot, 1-kill.
Yeah, Anders trying to get those pot flashes going. Sushi can tuck into this little corner here. Wait for those members to cross his face. They're going to check one of these corners first, though. He might be able to get a good angle here. Find one. Finding the second on the spray. Trying to find the third. The tour de force just a little bit too much there. And all on Finchie now. 9 HP. Ems is going to answer that tour de force call with a shot of his own. And the Saints pick up their second now in a much better round.
Yeah, really nice to see them hold on to a couple of rifles at that. They should be able to reallocate funds here. You can see Ems tossing over a rifle, picking up an operator of their own. Everyone's going to be topped up here. Borge, the only really one who's sort of feeling their wallet a little bit thinner at this point, but nonetheless, finally we get full buys coming through from both teams. This is a round that I'm very curious to see how it plays out because there's so much at stake here. You want to try and continue this momentum if you're the side of Saints, and we've talked about this from... That looked like a glitch through the ground. I'm like, it's late. It's not that late. It's not that late, you know. But yeah, you know, you want to keep your momentum here, and it's going to be a very important round because it really depends on how Borge is able to use the showstopper. Already moving aggressively forward. Ems though. This operator going to be looking for whatever they can. Borge, will they find their member? No, not going to land that ultimate. The Roomba going to pop them out as well, and M's taken down. Here comes the Rolling Thunder, though, trying to push forward aggressively. Supi has absolutely no way to shoot these down. Sushi and 4-tap and linking up for a couple of kills. Once again, the plant is on A. A little bit of an alternative pathway, but you can see 3 members of Laurier coming through Graffiti. This is going to be challenging for them to push through.
Yeah, 4-tapping has Heaven control. The Nightball's going to get popped as well. St. Clair trying to make sure they win this round out. 4-tapping shoulder to shoulder with the Omen. He's going to win that trade on Inconsistent. Now the Saints having large advantage. Oh, beautiful play with that utility. Sushi going to be the recipient of that kill. Anders going to shut one down and get one back there. He's going to get tagged up by that Haunt, though. He doesn't have that much time. There are 3 members of St. Clair ready and waiting. He's going to get this pop flash ready. Try to get the swing. Sushi's going to shut that one down where it stands. That's going to be 3 in a row, I believe, for St. Clair. And the way they layered that utility to find those kills is so clean. And we're going to get an early timeout from guessing the side of Laurier.
Yeah, and the main thing about Sushi there was partially blinded, at least for the first bit of that, landed the first shot completely not knowing where Anders would turn through, not knowing if they would swing at that time, but realistically, when you're a breach in that situation, you have no choice. Overall, some very strong play coming through from both teams. We saw a very early push coming through from Laurier, really punishing the first buy coming down from the Saints. On the flip side, though, Saints were able to find themselves a Thrifty and push that advantage further. So now 3 rounds apiece halfway through this first half here. It's a pretty even keel thus far.
I mean, today, honestly, all we've had is close games back and forth. Even in the score lines where it was maybe 2-3-0, every single game has felt like it's coming down to the wire. You can feel the tension and the pressure of the moment. Forget all the seedings throughout the week. Forget everything you knew about this. It all comes down to these matches now. And both of these teams, as you said, seem to be on pretty even footing. We've seen some great back and forth. Ultimately, though, they have a lot of Valorant left to be played. What kind of adjustments are going to be made? The Saints seem like they maybe made the right call. They found the read that they want to go off of now. Will Laurier be able to kind of counter that and move back into Justin?
And very curious to see how this second quarter of the game is going to play out. It's almost as if that timeout was perfectly placed, you know, right in the middle of the half.
6-6, Owen will call one.
Yeah, you know, 6-6, we'll have halftime, and then, you know, maybe at 9-9 it's Hybrid's turn to drop that one down, but nonetheless, very even gameplay, but very back and forth gameplay at that. And interesting to see them take that timeout on an eco round, maybe just trying to find some sort of set play strategy to push forward aggressively. As is Borge, you can see very aggressively just using those satchels to move forward, already halfway down A long. As the Omen ultimate gets popped as well, you can see how much space they've got over this A site. Omen already in heaven. It's a swing coming through from Jello. Borge is already in the backline. It's 3 kills picked up. And what do Laurier have to counter here? It's a 5v2. It's Classics and Sheriffs versus the Rifles here. Turn around from 4-tapping as Zupi just trying to get out of this one. Gets sprayed down through the smoke. Had absolutely no chance. It's going to be flawless round coming through. KBK gets shot down by Jello as the Twin Power comes down. Very clean round from the side of St. Clair.
Yeah, Wonder Twin Power activate. The Saints are going to find that round, and finding a flawless on an eco is about the best thing you can do. When they had that 4v2 advantage, or 5v2 rather, I was hoping they wouldn't drop any of those rifles. They did not. Look at the economy for St. Clair. They are starting to stack up that bread on their side. They can start to take this game over from Laurier. Laurier going to put together another full by Finchy. Going to be over on that operator. They have the Nightfall, they have the Rolling Thunder, and they have the Omen teleport. But they're definitely going to have to watch that economy. This could be a very big round for momentum.
And once again, an expected push forward from the Raise Fade combination there. I believe that's actually the Chamber pushing forward as well.
Yeah, it is. He doesn't want Boris running down A anymore.
Yeah, it's an interesting combination, though, to put those 2 members there, put the Raise elsewhere. But once again, very default play. Ems trying to get a sniff, a lick of a head, just the slightest touch. A little bit of an extra poke from the hood there might just be enough for Ems to fire the trigger, and we've seen how strong this player has been on some of these AIM champions.
Champions, huh?
Champions. Oh man, it's
You've been casting League all weekend.
I've been casting League all week, yeah. Agents. AIM agents, there we go. Nonetheless, a very slow start here for the side of St. Clair here, just moving around, trying to allocate their resources. Not dumping a whole lot of util either, so lots of information kept from the side of Laurier.
I don't necessarily hate this idea either. They went guns blazing the first 4 or 5 rounds of the game now. Maybe slow things down. Borge never going to play slow, though. Going to go with the blast packs. That Paranoia going to land in that corner. Haunt going to get some value as well. Anders finds the kill. Oh! Corner not been cleared. Borge going to find one. Sprays finds a second. Paint shells to the corner. Looking to find that third. That Nightfall is going to be the answer for Laurier. They're going to try to snowball this one. They're going to find a couple of picks off that decay. Soupy gets a kill with the blast pack. That 1 HP fade ult going to do wonders. Borge going to fall right after the fact. Laurier, heavy investment and heavy payoff.
Yeah, they're able to save 3 guns as well. Specifically, that operator going to be still in Finchy's pocket. Doesn't mean a couple of those members might have to go for some scuffed buys there. No, it seems like they're going to be able to trade around some money there. Finchy should be able to buy Anders that rifle for themselves as well. Yep, there we go. And nonetheless, it is a scuffed buy, but still a buy nonetheless for the side of Laurier. Still enough in the tank to potentially push this forward, and Finchy now going to be starting to run down this A main area. This is where the Fade Raze combo came down so many rounds. Finchy's just running right through the gate looking for a quick peek.
Yeah, has that operator. We also saw Ems pick up that operator as well. Finchy has a beautiful angle. Ems going to try to get the trade. He's going to find the angle first. Wallbang going to find that kill. That's going to be operator down. Should be recovered by one of those members of St. Clair, but who will be the one to try to wield that one and find that pick? Roomba going to get Finchy to back off there. A second member of Laurier still there for the re-engage, though. Borge slowly creeping up to this left side of A, though. Trying to find the angle. Dark cover goes out. Paranoid going to land as well. Going to find that kill. Paint shells out toward Hell there. Trying to use those blast packs to get the straight peek. He's going to find it. Going to get shut down by that headhunter, though. 4-tapping, picking up the trade-off. Now into a 3v2. Rolling Thunder potentially in Anders' back pocket if he wants to use it. He's done a very good job layering this utility. He is going to send that Rolling Thunder. They're going to send a full push toward these Saints, but Anders going to be tagged up by their own breach ult. Sushi going to pick one up, and so's Jello. Rolling Thunder going to the wayside.
Yeah, the Win Twins win that round for St. Clair. They're able to find themselves a couple of those last picks there, and nonetheless, Sushi Jello, the food combination, working out quite well, although granted, I don't know if you'd want Jello sushi.
I was going to say,
I don't know, man. Like, you know, it doesn't seem like the best of the combinations, but, you know, sometimes, okay, you've ever gone to Mandarin and you get like a sushi, and then afterwards they've got that Jello sitting there. And you're like, you know what? I haven't had Jello since I was 8. And then you pick up the Jello and you're good to go.
Yeah, of course. We are going to see a full buy back out of St. Clair. That money still looking pretty. 4-tapping. He's going to end up buying Omen with the operator. They're going to let 4-tapping stretch those legs just a little bit. Fault line going to come through. Soupy going to send out that paint shell early on. Try to dissuade that A-side push. The Saints, they're stacking up toward this middle area. I wonder if we're going to see that same kind of slow, methodical push we saw from a couple rounds back. Or if they're going to decide to hit that go button, they're at least going to burn that rendezvous out of Finchy. Get a little bit of value there, Ems. Maybe spotted something out in garage. Maybe not quite, though. Trying to do some info gathering. The Saints, though, it's going to be a slow walk-up C.
You can see it's so difficult on these save rounds from the side of Laurier to be able to answer. Here comes all of the economy, though. All of these ultimates coming down, specifically that Breach ultimate. Rolling Thunder pushing themselves onto site. Still stunned up is inconsistent. Borge in that backline already.
Oh god, the Roombot.
The Roombot.
Oh, it's stuck.
Oh my, yeah, call Amazon about that one. You gotta fix that one up. Jello gonna find a couple for themselves as well. KBK going through garage here, trying to land the sheriff shots, but they do not have the long gun of the law on their favor. It's gonna be a very clean round. Only Borge to fall. Very nice round for the side of St. Clair. My goodness.
The only thing that wasn't clean was that Roomba getting
oh man, yeah. You know, the robot's taking over. You know, a little bit more progress there nonetheless, but still, Laurier starting to struggle a little bit here after picking up the first 3 rounds. It's been 6 of the last 7 for the side of St. Clair as they continue to try and use that momentum to their advantage. 4-tapping coming in a little bit cold to start off the game for the first couple of rounds, I want to say, but now 11, 6, and 10.
Assists too.
Absolutely massive thus far, sort of coming through, not playing in the first couple of games, replacing Scrubby in this one, and this just shows that the Saints are more than just a 5-headed force.
Yeah, and that's what the beautiful part is, with there being such a deep agent pool, especially it being even map-specific Valorant. Even though it doesn't seem like it's that complex, there's not that many characters like there are in League or maps. There is so much variation. Showstopper coming online. Finchy getting shut down. This Showstopper still in the hands of Laurier, though, trying to find any value they can. Boris walking around to find that Fade ultimate or utility. Gonna get taken out by KBK. Now Soupy didn't find anything with that Showstopper, trying to wait for one of these Saints to walk up and make the mistake of peeking. KBK trying to go off that pop flash. Not gonna work out that time for them, though. The Saints have slowed this one down to a halt.
Yeah, they're going to try and back out here, if anything, 4-tapping. Doesn't have that ultimate quite yet, but 1 frag away from potentially collecting that. It's going to be the Omen ultimate on the opposite side. Drop down, inconsistent. Going to be holding down that C long, but now 4-tapping has that agency to rotate around the map. Maybe look for another couple of picks here. And now chaos ensuing for the side of Laurier. 2 on A, 1 on C, and no one on B. They're walking right down Broadway to try and find this flank.
Yeah, if this flank can make it happen fast enough, at least they might be able to find something. Anders lurking in these wings, trying to jump out. Laurier has a really good chance that they can jump out, jump scare, and find a pick. Sushi, though, reading it like a book. M's shutting down Inconsistent. Now KBK, he's looking at the back of a couple heads there. Only going to find the one. Not going to be able to turn onto 4-tap, and he's going to pick up that frag on a KBK. 30 HP, no matter, no problem. Saints take 7.
And at the very least, they've won this half. Will they extend their lead even further? Pick up a potential 8th round here. Yeah, it's a little bit of a scuffed buy here. A couple of judges coming down, but we've always seen these shots. Oh my goodness.
On this map too.
Yeah, sometimes the judge is just the best gun. You don't have to think. You just stand there, wait until someone goes across the room, click. Okay, then click. You're dead.
Yeah.
Click, dead. Go from there. And especially with the fact that they can't afford much else. You know, it's either that or the Spectre at this point. Might as well go for the one shot.
Though, Vinci, the ultimate equalizer in Valorant. Showstopper gonna be popped there. Boris trying to find something. Haunt and Nightfall gonna reveal Finchi out there. He's going for the hills with that tour de force in tow. Does not want to get picked off early. He is going to be invaluable for them to win out this round. The Saints, though, not gonna find a ton of value with the ultimates. KBK on that judge, taking care of 4-tapping the Saints. They're at least going to get that spike plant for their trouble. Now they're going to have to withstand the own Nightfall of Laurier's side here. Fade tagged down very low on HP. That tour de force still kicking around. It is an absolute skirmish on this site right now.
Yeah, Inconsistent has that judge still. Going to try and find anything that they can. It's 5v4, but the KBK, not a whole lot of health. Borge finds 2. KBK going to trade one back. Borge with a 3K going. 4K picked up by Borge. The Phantom Menace there coming down. 4 kills. They were on out the half. They're banging on the walls. They're happy for this one. They're pushing forward here. 8-4 half for the side of St. Clair as they try and hold the defense now. Only need 5 rounds here.
Yeah, Soupy they did such a great job. A few members of Laurier of trying to find those frags, trying to use that second layer of utility, trying to counterplay the side of St. Clair. Unfortunately, Borge just shut everything down where it stands. They had no chance of surviving that onslaught. And now we're into the second half. The Saints, a completely dominant second part of that first half now. Are they going to be able to curtail this into a lot more momentum and into a lot more rounds?
It really just depends on if they can, you know, have half as good of a performance on this defensive half as they did on the offense here. Not going to be too surprised with their setups thus far. You know, setting the chamber down C, you've got the raise fade down A. You've got a lot of space to afford for yourself, but nonetheless, Laurier need to try and find some unique strategies. Ems, though, head hunting already here. Looking through Garage, able to pick up a second one. My goodness, Ems gets his 2, and that's going to quash any pushes that Laurier have. At least put them at a very heavy disadvantage. 4-tapping going to find one. Ems with the 3K going. Not going to be able to collect that last one. Oh my goodness, Vinci with the shots, but Borge going to be able to knock him down with the frenzy. It's a pistol win for the side of St. Clair. They get to 9.
I don't know if we've said it on broadcast before, maybe a couple times. Ems used to play a lot of Duelist.
Oh, yeah.
And now putting him on this chamber, you can see the dividends starting to pay out. Finding the mark with that Headhunter back-to-back, exactly how you want that pistol round to go. You want that chamber to be the catalyst, find a couple frags. Now the Saints not going to quite fully invest, not going for that Bulldog or maybe that Marshall, some of these other half-buys we see. They're going to opt for a couple of Spectres, it would seem. I'm a fool. I should have known. They always go for the Bulldog. Every single team does.
Someone will.
Exactly. Somebody will do it. 4-tapping going to be the one on that Bulldog. Sushi lining up this Haunt nice and ready. Trying to get that old raise fade combo to stall out this A push at least.
It stalls it out, and look at how far Sushi and Borge are able to push up here. Sitting next to each other in the nest over there. You can tell that they're on the same wavelength. They've been on the same wavelength all game. Now Borge all the way into Garden here. An incredibly aggressive push. Borge going to find a head already for themselves. And now they're just getting surrounded here like fish in the water. But unfortunately for the side of St. Clair, Inconsistent Finchi finding some heads. And now on the wrong side of the map are the side of Borge and Sushi.
Yeah, Inconsistent. Second kill of the round there. Borge getting shut down. Sushi finally going to pick up that kill. KBK in a bad spot. Bad timing. Anders, though, going to find that kill with the Bulldog. Vinci going to wrap things up. They're going to find that plant as well. They're going to get that one back from St. Clair. St. Clair had the weapon advantage, but Inconsistent hitting a couple of those shots with that pistol, opening things up. Now we're going to see some rifles come through for Laurier, and the Saints going to be stuck on that half save.
Yeah, the Sheriff just a little bit too strong in those rounds, but as you can see, it's still a little bit of a mixed bag on the opposite side. Granted, Anders has so many credits here. Same with Finchi. If they're able to punish this pistol round, this save coming through from the side of Saints with the Spectre, with the Bulldog, it can act as some sort of buffer here. It can act as a little bit of a bonus round for yourself. So very curious to see how that all plays out. Nonetheless, for the time being, slowly but surely, we see the side of Laurier try and find any sort of angles back, try for some of these different strategies. As you can see, look how far back Finchie is playing. Oh, Ems though, not quite gonna land those shots. Got a little bit choked up there. And inconsistent through the members. Jello, Ems gonna be falling like butter.
Yeah, Ems kind of had the right idea to play that high-low strategy. Unfortunately, the way he was swinging, those shots were already ringing off into the night. Inconsistent, finding that two-piece. Forge trying to peek up through Super Series. In a lot of trouble, no health to play with. That's going to be 3 for Inconsistent. This guy has been on an absolute tear the last couple rounds here. Now he has a little bit of time still to play with. It is a 5v2. Laurier is on that attacking side. KBK is going to get that plant down as well. Tapping going to find the kill, and Anders. They're trying their best to fight off on this offensive side. Looks like Laurier might end up closing this one out. Sushi just trying to make it expensive.
Yeah, trying to do what they can. Picks up a gun for themselves as well. Even if they save it at this point, it's a free Vandal picked up by Sushi here. I don't think they're going to be too unhappy with that one. Will they go for another couple of kills, though? That is the question. KBK.
I think so.
Holding it down. See, long. Here's all the footsteps. Sushi. Oh, the timing. Just a little bit unfortunate. Rolled up in rice and served on a platter. That's a 6th round going in favor of Laurier.
Good Lord, Adam. I'm going to let that one go. We have a nice scoreline on our hands as well. The Saints trying to get back in this game as much as possible. That was another great round from Laurier to kind of close things out here. Tapping still in that top frag position. Ems now going to be over on that operator. Laurier going to have a very heavy investment. They have a couple rounds in the bag now. They've got to be feeling much, much better than the last half went.
Yeah, and 4 Vandals of Phantom coming down for the side of Laurier. They're able to re-up some of those weapons. No, there were some Spectres, there was a Bulldog thrown in there, I think, so just being able to sort of top up is really nice, but Sushi finding a couple there with that Haunt, and you can see how aggressive they're pushing towards this A site. Look how far pinched up Borge is, though. Finchie, will they be able to spot it out? They spot the barrel and not the body. Unfortunately for Finchie, getting a little bit too aggressive. Be forced back a little bit here, but nonetheless, the Golden Hawks flying towards this A site here. Will they be quelled, though? Ems holding down long with this operator. This is so scary.
Angels do come in toward that bottom side of balcony, trying to hold this angle with that operator, trying to find that pick over onto that raised Soupy. Ems trying to hold the fort. Dark cover is going to get popped out there, excuse me. All these Saints trying to lock down this A site as best as possible. Laurier sending the pop flashes, and Soupy's going to find first blood. That should open things up for Laurier to take this plant.
Yeah, ooh, Sushi finds a couple in return, will get traded back. Fade on fade action there. Soupy will be able to collect another one, but Ems with the operator. It's a 2v2 on the site here. Really depends on how Laurier want to play this out. What's the angle they're taking? C's not going to land up to anyone, but Borge will fall. Ems, though, last one standing. Got a full health bar, got a lot to work with. Are they going to find a shot onto the fade? Heading in this cubby. It all comes down to the timing.
He lacks critical information.
Maybe. He?
Oh, and that's the problem. It's just the guessing game. Gonna guess right, but unfortunately gonna miss those headhunter shots. He had a chance there. KBK gonna shut that one down. The Laurier picking up another.
The spray down just a little bit too strong. You can't spray with the operator, unfortunately. Gonna be moving that over to Finchie as well. Fortunately, yes. I mean, oh my, imagine sniper rifles with a little bit of a spray pattern there, nonetheless. You see, it's another forced save coming through from the side of St. Clair. They need to try and find a little bit more momentum going in their favor, and after a very strong push forward, 9 out of 10 rounds there, you can see all of a sudden 3 go back the opposite way to Laurier, and you need to be cautious here. Maybe it's time to consider that timeout as well. Just reset the mental a little bit, get your wits about you, find some strategies that might be working, find the counter strategies at this point. Borge, though, gonna get spotted out by the trademark here, and already you can see Soupy spraying down. Jello gonna keep that push forward with the Battle Stinger, and Borge taken down in main. Jello, though, now with the Vandal in hand, they might be able to push this one forward. Lots of members still here. KBK behind this, blinded up here. Jello with a massive round already, 3K, and it all comes down to what Omen can do. Inconsistent has already burned that ultimate. Are they going to be able to find it? Jello here all comes down to the timing. Are they going to find the right angle? Inconsistent.
Oh, gonna get the swing. First shot not gonna land. Gets the re-trigger and finds the double kill. The Saints look like they had that one in the bag. Inconsistent says no thank you. Shuts that down. 4 in a row for Laurier. They now have taken that momentum and started to run with it. I jokingly said, would they be the 9-9 timeout from Hybrid? I think we're probably getting close to that mark. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Maybe they think they made a good play. Even that round, it looked like they had a really good round. They just weren't able to clutch up that 2v1. But we are in a 9-8 game right now. Couple ultimates going to be in play for both sides. That Tour de Force already going to be online, and pretty much every other member for Laurier going to have one in the back pocket.
Yeah, and the main thing for Laurier here is inconsistent, has been nothing, not inconsistent, I want to say. They've been popping off. Lots of very strong rounds for them, really been sort of that anchor for the team, and a lot of other members from Laurier. Finchy been able to land those shots. Time and time out. Soupy doing a great job on this duelist to get in there. And Anders, not the cleanest scoreline, but at the very least, a very nice utility usage. A little bit of a push forward, though, from Ems. Gets a little bit too brash. Ends up paying the price, but gets their one. Gonna be going into that backline. Soupy traded out once again. Sushi able to pick up the kill in return. Nightfall gonna come down on one side. Gets all three members here. Inconsistent, though. Pushing forward aggressively. Fortapping able to trade back and forth once again. It's a 2-for-2 on the map here. Once again, brothers strong. Are they going to be able to hold this round for the side of Saints?
Yeah, the Saints, unfortunately, fell to the wayside of that 2v1 last time. Inconsistent, though, has definitely been the best player for Laurier. He is still alive. They're going to take this walk all the way over to C. The Saints look like they might have a read on it, though. They suspect it's been a little bit since we heard anything. We're going to take a walk, maybe check B out. We're definitely going to make our presence known on C sooner than later, although they have that fade. I believe it's Sushi still walking to that backside. They're going to hear that utility get popped. They're going to get some info, I believe. Those dark covers, though, should be buying Laurier at least a couple seconds. But Rolling Thunder going to gun pop. They're inconsistent, going to get knocked off the plant. Aftershock going to come through as well. No kills to be found yet. He is going to find a kill with that Aftershock. Anders going down. Now, once again, same as last round, into a 2v1. They did stop that plant with that Rolling Thunder, though. That's going to buy them a couple more seconds. Inconsistent doesn't have that ultimate to get away either. He's going to have to make something happen. Plant that bomb inside the dark cover and hope that he can win this 2v1.
And they get it down at the very least, but the Omen needs to clutch it up here for the side of Laurier. Not going to be able to find it. He got a couple too many clutches for the brothers here. They're even going to stare at it a little bit. Standing strong together. Going to be hunting around for maybe the operator as well. Yep, going to pick that one up. So nice. At the very least, not going to be the 9-9 tie that potentially was foretold. It will be 10-8 in favor of the Saints, and now 3 rounds away from a victory here. Nonetheless, he still might consider taking a little bit of time to rethink some of these strategies, because even though, yes, it is a round win for you, but it wasn't clean at the very best of it.
Yeah, ultimately, though, when you get to this point in the game, while you definitely want to be buttoned up, a win is a win is a win is a win, and the Saints do not care how they're going to stack up those rounds. They're going to have a slightly favorable buy because of that operator. We're going to see light armor on one member equally of each of those teams. Rifles going to be in tow across the board. The Saints going to be a little bit lower on money than the side of Laurier, just by a smidge on 1 or 2 of those agents. KBK going to be the richest man in the lobby, but Ems trying to set up for this A-long peek, going to dodge that fault line like usual. Operator in hand. Ooh. They get some info too, so he's going to be aware of it. Not going to find that shot. He's going to have to get that rendezvous ready. Finds the kill. Sushi there for the bait as well. What a textbook start.
Yeah, and a great fault line as well to sort of stun all of them up beforehand, put the pressure down a little bit in terms of where these members would be peeking. Yes, Ems misses the first shot, but Sushi, the homie, there to back it up. Dog not going to spot out Soupy here, so for the time being, still under the guise of darkness is the Rays should they push forward. But nonetheless, you can see Saints with that man advantage just going to be able to hold so many different angles, hold all of these sites. They can play default once again. And even with the side of Laurier pushing towards this A site, you've got 2 members here. You've got the teleporters back up for Ems. All comes down to the op shot. 1 shot, 1 kill. That's all you got to find with that op.
Yeah, Sushi is going to need some help if this Haunt does get tossed out, and more likely it will get tossed out. Haunt going to go through. They're going to send out the Prowlers as well. Going to get destroyed. The corner going to be swung. Sushi is going to find that kill onto Anders, though. No one there for the trade. Oh, he flicks one way, flicks back the other, finds that kill. Ems is going to fall, but there are 4 Saints alive. It is all on Soupy for Laurier. He is shoulder to shoulder with all these members. Picks up the kill onto Sushi. 25 seconds. Does not have the spike quite yet. Going to use those paint shells to kind of create some space for himself, but he has a long road back to the top here.
Yeah, no way to actually get to that spike cleanly there. Going to try and find the kill. Soupy peeking right into Jello. Going to be able to find that kill to clean it up. A little bit of a cleaner round there. Going to be able to pick up that operator once again. Moving these guns around, moving these rounds around. It's everyone contributing for the side of the Saints here as they get to 11. At the very least here, 1 round away from overtime.
This is going to be a little bit sussy from Laurier, it looks like.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's Finchy just going all out here and everyone else saving. I think they just need that hero rifle play at this point.
They're broke. That's the thing. I thought they had a little more money last
Yeah.
time, but it turns out they are, in fact, just a little bit broke there. The Saints are going to have more than a healthy buy on their side. They're going to have a little bit of credits to play with. Okay, I should suspect we were going to see a couple rifles, but 3 Spectres still going to be in tow. If the Saints can keep them at distance and lair this utility, they should be in to hopefully win this round, but Laurier has pulled off a lot of crazy clutches already. Inconsistent, especially. As long as this guy is alive, there is definitely a chance.
And you can see they're just trying to find any peeks possible here. Soupy looking for anything that they can. Going to reveal their position with those bullets flying out, especially with the other member on the opposite side of that play. Have to move forward sometime soon, though. You can see 2 members holding garage here. The dog going to spot out one of them, but Jello is waiting for the perfect time to blind. That's going to be a nice use of it there. But the peek from Borge not going to be clean, and Soupy pick up the first kill of the round here. 4-tapping though, crouching around the corner, finding 2 for themselves. It's a 3 for 3 on the map. Inconsistent though, finds another one, and now you're picking up upgraded weaponry. You gotta be careful if you're the side of the Saints.
Yeah, Laurier has turned this round on its head. Finchy finds a kill onto Sushi. The Saints, with a distinct advantage to start this round off, are now probably going to be left, not going to be able to recover any of those rifles unless Ems is able to make some kind of heroic play with this operator, which will be very, very difficult. This operator could potentially find its way over to that Laurier side, and honestly, I would probably like if Ems saved. I think if he finds 1 kill, he will either rendezvous out of here, or he'll try to get out of dodge here and keep this operator alive. Fault line gonna hit him. Headhunter does get swapped too. He looks like he's content to try to take a fight here, but he has to be very, very careful. That jump peek might have got some info there as well. Looks like it will.
Yeah, at the very least, they know where he is. He has to be so careful if he wants to try and save this op. It's going to be under the Shroud of Darkness. The paranoia comes down inconsistent. Will find the round. And now 11-9. St. Clair need to be careful. They've got the money for another buy here, but nonetheless, still a little bit of life put back into Laurier.
Yeah, the Saints could have really started to put the end on this game, the capstone. They would have kept that economy in the dirt for Laurier. If they could have kept maybe 3 members alive, even not being too greedy, they would have had a significant economy advantage. Now, they're going to have to scrape together some kind of mismatch jangled by here. We're going to see a couple battle stingers maybe get popped out here. They realize we have a couple rounds we could maybe toss back to Laurier. We have a 2-round kind of grace period. Before that, though, we're starting to knock on the door of overtime, and I'm sure both teams would like to avoid that at all costs.
They want to try and keep themselves in this series. You want to keep yourselves out of the deep end that is overtime, where basically anyone's game, and especially when you're Saints, you've had yourselves some really nice rounds, some really nice leads for yourselves. You need to just put the hammer down. You need to try and finish this game off as cleanly as possible. Get yourselves to map 2 as quickly as possible as well, but for the time being, Saints holding angles, taking their time. Laurier playing slowly as well, but look at how far up Borge has pushed up here into A lobby. It's going to be inconsistent, though, finding 2. Anders finds a 3rd. The aggression punished. The Saints march to their death there. A funeral march at that. And now Ems and Jello need to push forward aggressively. Now they're forced to at this point, and with no real weaponry in tow, it's going to be a challenging round to clean out.
Yeah, and I think Laurier has maybe scouted some film on St. Clair. They know a lot of teams do this as well, but when you're on that eco buy, you tend to be a lot more aggressive. Try to take fights on your terms, just like that. Perfect flank from Jello. Gonna send out that concussion as well. Has that sheriff in his hand, trying to get to that Vandal. Gonna jump peek, is gonna recover that rifle. So at the very least, unless he ends up falling here, there will be 1 rifle in hand for him. He's gonna find that kill. That kill is gonna go over onto Ems as well, though. So it's gonna be a 1-for-1, ultimately a 2-for-1. Vinci gonna clutch that one up, and Laurier now onto double digits, and we have a game on our hands.
My goodness, round 22 in the books here now. And this isn't what we were expecting at all. We were expecting Saints taking that 8-4 lead into the half to sort of keep that momentum going, but since then, we have put a halt to it. Full stop, ending the paragraph, ending the sentence with a period, maybe even an exclamation point at this point. Round 22, potentially able to tie this one up at 11s, and from there, it's anyone's game. So close to overtime, so close to a victory at that. You give over a little bit too much momentum, you may pay the price, but 3 ultimates available for the side of the Saints. I think they're going to try and use them this time around. They need to try and find a round win for themselves to guarantee at least a second breath at life if they are to drop the next 2 afterwards. But Inconsistent has been so strong on this Omen. The aim, impeccable thus far.
Soupy. Oh, that aggression, they immediately turned away.
Oh my goodness.
St. Clair said, nope, we're going to back out of this one, although Soupy still trying to work up this heavy A stack. Once again, so popular, and 2 members or tapping, peeking this chamber, long C chamber, though. Not somebody you typically want to challenge from a great distance. For tapping has to be that lone wolf on this site, trying to lock things down. The rest of the map is at a complete standstill. Timing could be good. For tapping, though. He doesn't want to overswing. As I say that, though, He's going to have to guess which corner. He thinks he has that right corner cleared, though. Finchy might be in for a rude awakening for him. Only about 20 damage going to be taken off there. And now we're going to see that ult orb. Very aggressive play from Finchy, but his team is going to start swinging over to this C side with him, and I suspect it'll be a whole lot of utility soon.
And it's just so much so about 4tap and spotting out how many members and communicating that to the team. You see Borge already moved into this garage area here. Forward, though, is Soupy. The ultimate going to come down. Not sure where exactly that was placed. Onto backside here, and all of a sudden, C-side has just been seceded here. No one has died yet, though, from the side of St. Clair. They have that Rolling Thunder. They have the Raze ultimate. They have the Omen ultimate as well to get some more information. Curious to see how they're playing this one out. Here comes Borge into the back line here. Will not find anyone quite yet. Not with the ultimate, at least. Sushi finds one, though, as Borge falls to inconsistent. 4v4, 3v3 now, as Trade's going back and forth here. Jello going to find another one with that Aftershock. Great usage of that utility thus far. But even then, planted for long, going to be so difficult to hold down the fort. 2 members still alive from Laurier. They're going to go for the defuse here. Jello, are you going to stick it?
They have to hold that garage, and they have to hold long. Nobody checking garage. Finchy getting that free kill. Picking up 2 from long. KBK getting tagged down. Now 1v1, chamber on chamber. Ems versus Finchy. Time is running low. Ems trying to clutch. That was a beautiful rendezvous just to buy himself enough time. Ems not going to find that exit frag. Finchy's going to find 3, and Laurier is going to find 11. We are deadlocked on the cusp of overtime.
Well, Finch takes their flight there, finding a great clutch at the end of that round. Really smart use of that teleport, just peeking it, getting out. And now you see a force by force from the side of St. Clair. They say, we don't want to go to overtime. We need to try and find a win here. And Laurier perfectly happy to play into their hands. They've got enough credits to buy themselves a second time around to try and clinch this game through. But 11-11 both sides here. Quite literally down to the wire. We're getting the maximum amount of rounds on both sides. Potentially overtime at that. Laurier refuse to relent. They lost enough times to St. Clair, and already Soupy picking up the Raze kill.
Yeah, Boris getting a little bit too aggressive there. Is going to get shut down on that little half push through that middle area. Now KBK trying to get those jump peaks going long. They have the Saints have the Nightfall. Omen's 4-tapping at 1 HP. Ems does have that Tour de Force in pocket, but the Tour de Force not the best for retakes. Jello going to find the kill with the Stinger. TP not going to come through in time. That Shrouded Step going to get shut down where it stands. Anders going to find that kill in the wallbang. Jello recovers a Phantom for their trouble. Laurier has that numbers advantage, though. The Saints, as I said, Nightfall and Tour de Force potentially ready and able. It's going to be on Ems to maybe find a pick.
Look at this, though.
This is a beautiful push from Laurier, though. They're going to have this entire site to themselves, and the Saints are completely across the globe.
They cut all sound there, just rotating back around. The good old fake there on the side of Laurier. Make a whole lot of noise getting out, walk back in, and now 4v3. Saints need to try and find a way back into this. Jello, Sushi, Ems, the 3 strongest players we want to say from today, and unfortunately Jello going to fall inconsistent. Once again finding their man, and the Tour de Force is just forced all the way out here. It is so challenging. The Aftershock's going to come through, and Sushi picking up 1 though with that Stinger, but it's all down to Sushi once again. Can you clutch this one out? No! Finchy going to be fanning themselves, fanning the flames, as it's going to be map point for Laurier.
Yeah, Laurier has had a stellar second part of this game. They went on an absolute run, maybe 5-6 rounds in a row. They have snowballed this momentum, and it has snowballed them all the way to map point, trying to take that 1-0 lead. Surprised we have not seen that timeout from Hybrid yet. Maybe thought we would see it a little bit earlier when Laurier was on that run. It never came to fruition. Now, they should be able to put together a pretty good buy. Well, the Saints will have that operator. They'll have decent armor on most members, but Laurier not going to have any slouch of a buy either. They're going to have that showstopper online as well. That Nightfall is going to have to find a ton of value, I think, if the Saints win this round.
Yeah, and here they go. Laurier pushing forward aggressively. They've got the showstopper themselves. Jade ultimate, the Omen ultimate, as you mentioned, going to be so important for the side of St. Clair to potentially prevent some of these pushes, get themselves into a favorable position, and look at how far up Borge has pushed themselves here on this Raze, all the way up into Cubby on C. Not quite going to find anyone, though, because look at where Finchy is placed up. Once again, holding this C flank here, knowing full well that Borge loves to come around the back end of this.
Yeah, the Saints love to kind of stall that out, lull you into a false sense of security, and send Borge flying on that back line. It has worked out lots of times, but it's something if you do it too many times, teams might kind of be aware of that strategy, might send someone to play that back flank. Finchy has done that for a lot of this game, and he has done it perfectly. 50 seconds left. Laurier trying to wait out that utility, do a little bit of information collect. And now St. Clair going to have to be ready to absorb this A pressure. Showstopper going to be ready. Paint Shell is cocked and ready to go. Paint Shells are going to go. Utility's going to come. Blast Pack Showstopper. They're going to try to find as much as they can here. Soupy trying to clear out Heaven with that Showstopper. Not going to find anything. More of a precautionary one. They're going to get that plant for free. And now it is 5v5 to potentially decide map 1.
Sushi holding the hands out, trying to drop down the Nightfall onto all of the members. You see the rotation. Waiting. There it goes. Finds 2, finds 3 there. This is their time to shine. Saints going into that backline, forward tapping, trying to find what they can with that from the shadows, going into a smoke as well. Omen's going to find 1. Already picked up here. Finally going to find 2, but it's traded back and forth. Soupy and KBK inconsistent, finding another one, but Jello with a 2K going through, trying to find that last member here. M's going to be taken down. It is a 1v1. Will Jello find it? Needs to try and pick up the pace here. There's no health here on Inconsistent. You just gotta spray him down at some point.
No time.
Jello, no time quite yet. Gonna be trying to stick it as well, but there's no time, and Laurier gonna clutch it out. Map 1 goes their way, and finally the Saints shed some blood.
Yeah, the Saints gonna fall off from that map 1 on Haven. Laurier was down in the dumps. They were able to fight back, showed a lot of grit, a lot of heart. They battled back in that one. Ultimately, they had a couple rounds of the Saints. It was a 50-50 split. They weren't able to get that clutch, especially that last round. Great job by that Omen, just to play time, knowing, okay, I don't need to take this fight. I don't want to take this fight. I have 1 HP. We can take these guys out right now, and they did just that.
Yeah, playing Ring Around the Rosie at that. Just a very close affair. Overall, we just see how strong Laurier and St. Clair both are. We saw a great attacking half from both of these sides here. It's just Laurier were able to find that 1 extra round push, that extra little bit across the line. As it stands right now, Laurier already starting to reverse some fates, maybe getting a little bit of a revenge here in this matchup. But of course, there is still more Valorant to be played here. Map 2 on the docket here. Bind, what do we need to see out of St. Clair to sort of turn their face? What do you want to say?
Stay more coordinated for a longer period of time and don't go super aggressive too often. They've done it so much and they've done well at it. But when you go back to the same trick 1, 2, 5, 8, 10 times, teams are going to start to scout you. They're going to have, with a lot of film on us, they're going to start to realize these tendencies. They picked up on it and they answered the call beautifully. But that being said, we'll give the guys a couple minutes to get back into shape here. Give us a couple minutes to get some water, and we will catch you guys for map 2 after the break.
And welcome back, everyone, to Esports Canada VALORANT Nationals here. Game 2, map 2 here, coming through between St. Clair and Wilfrid Laurier University. And after a very strong performance from both teams, Laurier ended up just a little bit ahead. We're able to push through with a nice 9-3 half to clean up that first map on Haven. But on Bind, definitely going to be interesting to see how the Saints play this one out.
Yeah, Bind, safe to say, not one of the Saints' stronger maps, so Laurier taking that map one on Haven has got to be feeling pretty good about this one. We are going to see Soupy on that Phoenix. Not something we see super often. They are starting on that attacking side. They're going that Phoenix Raze Fade combo. Definitely could spell disaster if they're able to coordinate those pushes. Jello going to opt for that Sky instead. Pretty similar comps the rest of the way, though. Still going to see that Chamber. We're going to see that Brimstone, a Bind staple, and of course, yeah, the Fade for both sides there.
Yeah, unfortunately, no Cypher. Yes, Cypher was buffed, but doesn't seem like they're going to be opting in for it this time around. We were nerding out about it last time around.
Because the lineups were real goofy.
They were really fun. I mean, it was always fun being able to catch up with that, but nonetheless, this team, I think they just want to stay to what is tried and true. Ems on the Chamber once again. Ems has been absolutely performing at every level here, and I don't think we can start to say how adaptable Ems has been. You know, playing Duelist at the beginning, playing these sort of initiators afterwards, and now switching to this Chamber. Absolute menace no matter what. But at the end of the day, you still got to get that W one way or the other. It's going to come down to Bind here. Already spawning out a couple with the bird down B-long.
Yeah, Jello gonna try to get that early info. Sometimes we see that 5-stack pistol push. Not gonna come through on that side. Paint shells into showers there. Gonna dissuade Soupy from pushing any further. 34 damage gonna be tagged on to him there. Still has this ghost in hand, trying to set up. Looks like Sushi got tagged down a little bit as well. Maybe another member of St. Clair as well. It's gonna be Ems. A couple tags from both sides. A little bit of a slower pistol round than we're used to seeing, though.
And I think the major thing behind that is a little bit more of a default split push coming through from the side of Laurier. They want to feel out what the Saints have in store. You know, now just picking up the spike with a minute left here. KBK really depends on if they've got those satchels to get into the back line. But Borj, with this frenzy, always watching, keeping an eye on this area here. Yeah, you know, watching through lamps here, trying to get as much information as possible. It's still not a whole lot of sound, and all of a sudden you see this rotation towards Hookah. Has Jello spotted it out? Oh my goodness, yes they have. The bird is massive, and information given over to the side of Saints once again, but now the execute has to come down. 30 seconds left, you have to make a play, and KBK gonna make the play. A Dian right there. Another kill picked up. Jello be able to collect 2 for their troubles, but now Soupy getting in onto the site, getting on top of that box, and Borj trying to find damage here. 40 health left on this Phoenix. Shots are coming down as a headshot as Soupy able to turn this one back around. Laurier now have a little bit more control, but it's going to be turned back around. Finchy actually going to find the last couple of kills there. Sushi Ems not able to clean that one up. Blocks. Great. Going to be able to find the first round.
Yeah, Anders tagged down to 10 HP, but that is all you need to stay alive and keep making these plays. Laurier picking up where they left off that last game. They're going to take the W there. The Saints now 2 shorties in hand. That frenzy. They're going to try to make something happen. But I'm not sure exactly. This is going to be a tough buy. We are going to see Soupy on that Hero Phantom as well. So, going to put that Phantom over onto that Phoenix. That Bulldog going over to Finchy. A heavy investment from Laurier, but a confident one.
Yeah, they're going to try to do what they can to continue to put the Saints down in the dirt. As you mentioned, Soupy with that Phantom going to be very strong. Once again, the bird spots out multiple members, but Jello this time going in deep, going in rogue with the shorty, not going to be able to find it. Anders sniffs it out as inconsistent, finds another one. As we were saying, you know, sometimes the Saints just have to quell that aggression a little bit, and unfortunately, these first 2 rounds, a little bit too much aggression here, especially at the opening. And Laurier just going to get that free plant down onto B site. Look at the flanks, though, coming out from behind there. 2 members of the Saints coming from behind. Finchy, though, going to spot that one out. Borj able to return fire once, but Ems in a really precarious situation.
Yeah, they're going to be aware someone's in this back tunnel. They've checked pretty much every other part of the site. They have to assume somebody is going to show up here one point or the other, although Ems might be able to get the drop on one. He's going to find the first headshot. Not going to transfer and find the second one. Soupy doing a great job with that strafe peek. He's going to find that kill that will Ems. Now 10 HP on this Chamber. Not going to find the kill. Borj, though, in the backside. Not going to be enough. At least for St. Clair, they're going to completely cut that buy of Laurier in half, but they're still going to drop that second round either way.
And actually, is KBK able to collect that Phantom at the end of it, using the satchel, you know, investing that little bit of extra just to pick up the better gun, but nonetheless, it is, once again, a very strong anti-eco coming through from the side of Laurier, but just St. Clair being able to push back, collect a lot of those guns up, means it's only going to be Soupy carrying that Phantom for now. Going to be a Stinger picked up by Anders as well, but nonetheless, not going to be a very comprehensive buy, as Saints should be feeling happy to pick this round up without too much resistance. Granted, on Haven, they lost this round after having a full buy.
Yeah, we've seen so many rounds. Honestly, I get scared of like thrifty eco scenario. It's almost like a trap round. Like you think you should have the one, have this one. You play a little bit, maybe add a character a little bit aggressive. That Molly going to go out. That pop flash around the corner with that Phoenix going to go trade as well. Tapping going to find that first kill. Just going to be a wall of bullets to try to null that push. KBK though, and Soupy picking up a pair out of showers there. Tapping down to one shot there. The Saints are in that 3v3. Tapping though, gotta get some value out of these smokes just in case he gets caught by that stray bullet.
Yeah, just playing on the iPad, trying to figure out exactly where they want to go. KBK though, looking for a plant. M's full health in heaven, but there's 5 brimstone smokes on this site. You can't see anything anywhere, man. You just gotta guess from there. Nonetheless, gonna be trying to push forward. Jello with the bird, gonna try and find a blind, but I think they read it on the wrong side. Tapping gets shut down. Jello able to find another one, but the crossfire just a little bit too much at this point. Coming out of lamps as it's just M's to hold the line. He has to peek aggressively. He has to find these kills. It doesn't seem like they will have enough time. It's gonna come down to a massive clutch. M's needs to try and find the timing. They're on the wrong side of it, and the lineups might just be too much.
Yeah, this is going to be very, especially for a Chamber. He has that Vandal. Going to find that first kill, though. Just that raise left. Yeah. But not going to be a tough, a good scenario here. Not going to find that exit frag as well. Maybe KBK dies to the spike here. He will end up dying. Weapon at least will drop, but Laurier not really going to mind that too much. They're going to get a lot of value out of that round. Exactly. Couple bucks in the back pocket there. They're going to put Saints onto these battle stingers. I'm assuming maybe a Sheriff or 2 as well. And they're going to have to start to try to find these rounds. The Saints have been on an absolute downward spiral since the end of that map 1. They have yet to kind of get their footing and really dig in and get this momentum, this pendulum swinging back the other way so far.
They have to hold strong late in the night here. Just got to keep pushing. Let's be real. All these players have stayed up till 3, 4 a.m. grinding out solo queue. You can
longer.
do it in a competitive environment here. You got to have faith that Jello going to send the Trailblazer through the portal. Not quite going to spot anyone out there, I don't believe, but nonetheless, it's still a little bit of a split focus here, but Soupy already pushing behind here. Jello needs to be careful. As you can see, the Saints already pushing through showers, going around on this flank once again aggressively. M's Finchy going to trade back and forth. Chambers both down.
Yeah, run it back. Did it get popped? That orbital strike. Only going to worry about that running back. Oh, going to get a double kill onto Soupy. 1 orbital strike, 2 kills. Unfortunate placement of that run it back, but Laurier is able to withstand that push. It is into a 2v2 RBK, or KBK rather. Massive weapon advantage over Borge on that Battle Stinger. Trying to find this angle. He gets spotted out. Has that paint shell, but they have that TP. They can just hop in there and get out if they decide, and they're going to do just that. One member going to stay, though,
There's
into
no one there.
a 2v1, and he teleported all the way across that site. That's going to be no man home for that spike. That's going to be a defuse for St. Clair, and they're going to turn what could have been a very disastrous round into a thrifty.
Yeah, able to sort of collect their bearings there. The 2 last members, they're able to find at least 1 kill. KBK forced through the teleporter. A little bit of a gaff there, but nonetheless, it's going to be a first round picked up for St. Clair on a bind here. And once again, they're a very streaky team. If they can take this momentum and try and push it forth, that is what it comes down to. Holding your resolve when it matters most. And of course, with that tour de force, always a menace to be worried about. And Da Vinci on the opposite side doesn't quite have that up. As you can see, with 1 point away with the Vandal there, basically using up all the credits, they're actually I'm sorry. They're probably going to pop that next round and be able to get just as much value. So buy in full doesn't really punish.
Yeah, I would expect that to come through as well. That trademark is going to be taken out by M's. Prowler going to spot them out there. Going to have to rendezvous out of dodge on that one, not making sure that fade, not going to find any extra value there. He's going to set up in hookah here. Has that tour de force armed and ready to try to find one of these Laurier members. He's going to peek over to that A-log side, or B-log rather, try to find this kill. Tour de force going to get popped, finds that first kill. We've got a couple other members in that corner. He's going to need some help to get out of here safely, though, it would seem. Trying to find that second kill he's going to. Orbital strike and the molly going to be a little bit too much, though. It's a heavy investment to find that kill. They find it nonetheless, though. KBK picking up that other kill. Anders now. Plant coming through. Showstopper online there. Spike is going to go down, though. Smokes coming in on that backside tunnel. The Saints trying to figure out some way to navigate this site. They're not going to find that kill. KBK and Soupy holding down the fort, all onto tapping. he has a world of hurt ahead of him.
Yeah, 1v3 situation. This Brimstone has to make something happen. Making a lot of footsteps, making a lot of noise. Needs to pick up the pace here because the angles are just being held so many different ways for the side of ForTap. And are they going to be able to find the shots? No. Anders through the box, able to find another kill as it's a 4th round picked up by Laurier. That momentum we were talking about not going away quite yet from the side of the Golden Hawks.
Yeah, they are feeling real good so far about the start of this game. 4-1, not going to be any scoreline to scoff at. Tour de Force will be online for Finchy there. He has had a very solid game so far, played great in that first game as well. The confidence has to be sky high for this Laurier team. They made it all the way to this Championship Sunday. They are 1 map away from taking that Canadian title. You know they've got to be feeling good. KBK up to 6-1, and this Phoenix pick, it's a pick we started to see more since the rework. It definitely has risen in popularity, but it takes a special breed of human to pull that thing out and be effective, and so far it has been that.
Yeah, it's a mix of crazy and smart at that in a lot of ways. Sometimes you just have to have the cojones to go in there and say, I'm going to run it back. Let's find a couple of kills. Of course, first time it popped was punished by the side of ForTap. And a little bit unlucky, you know. Yeah, you chalk that one up. But nonetheless, you can see a little bit of a scuffed by coming through from St. Clair once again. I believe it was ForTap with the Guardian to try and hold the line. There it is in store, as well as I believe a Phantom picked up by Jalu there as well. So very curious to see, or sorry, Sushi, wrong brother, once again. But nonetheless, you mix them up IRL, you mix them up in game too, you know, happens from time to time. Nonetheless, this push, very slow, very sure. It's Sushi falling down once again. KBK finds their mark, and now Borj on the wrong side of the map here. ForTap and already taking damage. The Guardian gets no value. Jello gonna find a couple on the back end of this. Jello's been playing really well this series, but not gonna be able to find more than that. The Tour de Force now on the back end of this. Won't even be needed. You get low value out of that ultimate, but you get high value out of everything else. M's the last one to remain standing. Got the Guardian in tow. Gonna have to make some magic happen.
Yeah, magic is an understatement. He's gonna have to pull off a heist right now to steal this round away. Decent little shot through the wall, getting a lineup, obviously not knowing where any of these members are located though. More of a warning shot, letting them know, hey guys, I am somewhere lurking around with the Guardian here, trying to find this angle and hookah. Tour de Force gonna be too much for that one though. Laurier absolutely rolling. They are on to a 5-1 lead.
Leaving St. Clair with just a baguette there to seal the fate. 1 round is all they have got thus far. And halfway through this second, or the first half of the second map there. First quarter, we call it.
First half, second map, first quarter.
First quarter. Numbers. Nonetheless, 5-1 is the number that matters right now as Laurier continue to push forward here. And this is, as you mentioned, revenge for the side of Laurier. They want to push back after a little bit of a disappointing performance in CVAL last weekend. This is them saying, you know what, you got us on our bad day. This is us on a good day. We are looking to punish. We are looking to be one of those teams in contention and to become the first national champions here. But nonetheless, ForTap and holding this angle, able to find a shot through the wall. Good pickup early on into this round. That's important. Find your picks, find your man, and try and get more. Sushi picks up KBK.
Yeah, exactly what they have to do. Now, though, they're being a minute 20. I would love to see them just play patient. Don't get over aggressive. Don't go hyper crazy. This is when they can kind of fall into that trap. It becomes a 4v3, then a 3v3. All of a sudden, that numbers advantage you worked so hard to get can go to the wayside. I'd like to see them just play very patient, wait out this utility, see where this plant might come through. I mean, they know a Chamber not going to have any utility to take this site back. That Brimstone and that Fade are going to be the only 2 problems. Now it's a matter of how many guns do you want to walk away with.
Really comes down to the execution. Are you able to hold these sites with all your worth? You've got the numbers advantage. And realistically, for the side of Laurier, they can just sort of fart around for the rest of this round. They can save some of these guns if they so desire, but you know that is not what they're about. They want to look for the ultimate domination. You want to get that massive victory no matter what. Jello holding these angles for the time being. Not going to get spotted out by anything. Ems, though, finds their mark. Finchy falls.
Yeah, Ems doing work on this operator. Second shot, jump peek, gonna dodge that one. Ems checking out Hookah there for that Brim Smoke. Jello gonna find that last pick. They're gonna get some info. One member, they're going headhunting. They don't want any weapons left untouched there. They're gonna chase Anders all the way back into the spawn. We're gonna see Sushi trying to hit up on that flank now, waiting with open arms in that middle area. They're gonna run him right into Sushi. They're gonna pick up a flawless and not a moment too soon.
Well played by the side of St. Clair. Gather their mental a little bit and push forward, find themselves a second round. Granted, we look at the economy still not in the best of shapes here for the side of St. Clair, but not even amazing on the side of Laurier either. They've sort of dropped a couple of members in some of these cleaner rounds, or what should be cleaner rounds. You know, we even had the double ace basically effectively in round 3 where everyone was down. Everyone had to rebuy their weapons at that point. So curious to see how they push forward. It is a Bulldog picked up, one of the members of Laurier. So this is definitely a window for the side of St. Clair to push forward, find another win for themselves, and start to build up that wallet a little bit more.
Yeah, and they're going to have to do that. Say, being down that one map, it is still very, very early in the game, but your window for mistakes gets smaller and smaller and smaller as these rounds continue to egg on. Phoenix wall going to be popped up there. Nice little curve to get those teammates into that pocket. Shot's going to come through. Not going to find the mark. M's going to have to be very, very careful here. If he gets swung on, this could be a very difficult play. Phoenix has that pop flash ready. Sending that one around the corner. Going to send M's back to that trademark, that rendezvous rather. Soupy still in Shower's control, trying to get away from that Prowler. They are going to stack up this ultimate orb. One off that run it back. The Saints still trying to hold them here.
And pushing forward aggressively is Soupy. Gonna try and find that on the turnaround. The spray not gonna land. Sushi finds 2. Borge gonna find a 3rd one here. This is a strong round looking for the side of the Saints here. Another one picked up by Borge. It is Finchy alone in Showers. What can they do? 1v5. Potentially save the gun. Still got a long time to try and save that one
That's
out.
a long time.
No, they're gonna be hunting for blood once again. Granted, I believe they do have the spike in sight as well, so no real angle. It's going to be one traded back, but Ems, the long gun, fires him down, finds a snipe, and it's a 3rd round for the Saints.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of moves they had to make. Start to turn this game around. Get that momentum going back in your favor. Slowly chip away at this economy of Laurier. You're never going to get it all back in one round. They have to realize that. I think that's sometimes the issue. They might drop 2 or 3 rounds in a row and try to overcompensate in one of these rounds, try to make up for it as much as possible, and sometimes it just doesn't work out the way they want it to. And so far, St. Clair picking up those last couple rounds, and Laurier still have the advantage, but this buy going to be a little bit mixed.
Yeah, you can see M's here 8 and 6 right now, sort of trying to be that guiding light in a lot of ways. In the same way that you've got the guiding light on this guy to flash him out. KBK, they're going to go back to the tried and true, knocking him up. That's what happens. You satchel the boom bot and it will just go flying. Yeah. There's a couple of cool lineups you can do with that, but Soupy already finding Borge. A little bit of a better look coming through from the side of Laurier. Find a pick. It's just about what they do afterwards. Maybe the Phoenix ultimate pop. Going to try and scout everyone out. Sushi holding down lamps. Oh, going to get a face full of Phoenix there. And it's another kill picked up by the side of Laurier. They're going to try and push onto this A site here for the first time in a while. And Inconsistent finds the plant. St. Clair need to play retake.
Yeah, that's as good of a run it back as you can ask for. Get in there and go wild. You do not fear any man in that run it back. He finds that kill. They're going to get this Nightfall out through U-Haul. Anders going to find that kill. M's going to get one with the operator. But it's going to be all on M's. 1v4. Not the easiest gun to try to play retake with. And this defensive Laurier is set up beautifully for this post plant. They're going to have every single angle covered. And they're going to have the advantage here. Looks like M's going to try to save this operator. Maybe try to get that exit frag.
Yeah, a couple of them are going to take that teleporter, potentially thinking he's camping out on the opposite side. Nope, just holding down CT a little bit here. Might be a little bit of a peek there. M's going to find at least another one. Inconsistent. Goes up to their name, finds a couple kills, and dies at the end of the round, but nonetheless, Ems is going to try and find a couple on the way out. Not quite going to land it. Needs to be careful of the spike explosion as well. Ooh, going to take a blind shot as well. No, not going to hold it. That's a big loss there. The operator is so expensive. And immediately after that, it's a timeout popped by the side of St. Clair. They need to collect their thoughts there because already 6-3 in the half.
Yeah, not a moment too soon. They really got to try to get their footing back, get back ahead of the 8 ball here. Laurier seems to kind of have their number. The Saints, we saw Laurier, they start hot. The Saints, they kind of make the reads they want. They find a couple of the answers, and then Laurier starts to change up the questions just a little bit, and they're finding such good value. This Phoenix has given them so much value. Phoenix, not something that we see. We see it in decent amount on bind depending on who's piloting it, but it has been so good. Those curved walls to set up kind of like these one-ways, keep your team members safe, and then when you run it back, you fear no man at all. You send it into U-Haul like that last round, find that pick, and then just pop that collar and get back away.
Exactly, and it's just sort of like the fact that, unfortunately for Jellyver's right there. It's just so free, you know.
50-50.
You're aiming at the head. It's whoever fires first at that. Unfortunately, the Phoenix, even then, you find the kill, you still get punished for it because you're on the wrong side of the play. It's Phoenix. Phoenix does Phoenix things, and especially after that buff that he received a while ago, those quicker flashes, very difficult to deal with. But nonetheless, back into this map, I'm curious to see what the Saints have in store here. Need to try and even out this half because Bind is one of those maps that can be incredibly difficult to hold the line. defensive-sided map at that, but still not quite 9-3 defensive-sided map, if the next 3 rounds are to go towards Laurier in that situation.
On top of that, we know, and we said it earlier, the Saints have kind of been notoriously bad on Bind. It's been one of their weaker maps, I think, a little bit. They have had some great games on it. Exactly, yeah. Yes. We always say they're a very streaky team. Bind is like the epitome of describing that. Ooh. Early aggression from Vinci, going to get a lot of damage tagged up there onto, I believe it was Boris there. Just going to get out of dodge, though. Get that free damage, take that rendezvous. Ems, though, not going to move anywhere. He's going to hold that U-Haul control, find that op shot, rotate over into heaven here, try to reposition, maybe catch another Laurier member off guard. They're peeking up into heaven there. They may be aware of it. They're going to find this plant, though, at least for the time being.
Yeah, and Ems did have enough credits to re-up that op, but a nice shot, just a head glitch there coming through from Soupy, jumping down on top, 4-tap and not checking the corners there, and unfortunately, members are starting to fall. The Saints still have a couple of members left. Sushi Jello, once again, brother power, not quite going to be enough as Jello falls. Sushi going around the back, but there's too many members holding the angle. Sushi falls as Laurier get to 7.
Yeah, Laurier not showing any signs of slowing down. They have done such a good job playing off of this site, getting up, set up for that post plant, and just waiting for the Saints to try to take these picks. The Saints, I'll be honest, it doesn't feel like they're layering a single bit of their utility together like they were the last games. We saw 2-3 layers of utility to set up these picks in previous series. It feels like a whole lot of kind of swinging at the air and missing right now. They're trying a lot of different stuff, but none of it's really coming to fruition. There's not really any set play. There's not really a strategy or looks like a fundamental game plan. They're just kind of seeing what's kind of working. When they go with the ebb and flow of the game, that seems to be when they tend to start to fall behind, and right now they are definitely falling behind.
And as you see, it's just all these pushes, so many different strategies coming through here for the side of Laurier. Shot through the wall, though, does land on to the Phoenix there of Soupy, so at the very least, they are going to take a little bit of damage. But once again, run it back, going to be going back in there, gets caught by the dog. Low health bar does not matter, going to regen that all up. We're just going to go spraying and praying absolutely everywhere. Ems not going to be none the wiser on that one. Falls as well as another kill picked up. It's all these members on site for the side of Laurier as they hold serve.
Yeah, Laurier doing another great job of getting those early picks, kind of forcing St. Clair's hand, and now they have this 5v3. They have the ultimate post-plant destroyer, which is that orbital strike. 4-tapping, gonna get traded out there. Sushi gonna pick up 1. It is still a 4v2 though, and as I said, having that orbital strike is almost like that get-out-of-jail-free card. Once you have that plant, it's pretty hard to mess it up after the fact. You just send that Brimstone to hide over in Alaska or somewhere, pop that X button when it is the time, but the Saints are going to try to figure something out. It looks like it's going to end up being a save. There's only going to be 1 extra round in the end of this half, so I don't necessarily hate the idea, especially considering the econ, but that means they're going to really have to try to push this one, get that 4th round next time. Otherwise, Laurier, they're going to be looking at winning this one out early.
Yeah, and of course, there's still the possibility of having something like a 9-3 curse potentially. Caster curses are always fun in that sense because we can be like, oh, you know, 9-3 curse, you know, it actually doesn't happen, you know, and then it ends up being a 9-3 curse or opposite way. Oh, it's the 9-3 curse, and then it goes the opposite way. But nonetheless, 4-tapping with the judge, going to be just ratting around in the smokes, expected at that. But 3 rifles still coming through from the Saints. Not the worst buy in the world. There have been worse around at 12 purchases. Yeah. Granted, it's not the best still. You see the opposite side. Full rifles, full shields, full util, full everything. You still got Anders with that Brimstone ultimate as well to potentially clear out some space on A site. Clear out lamps, clear out hookah. You got your choice. You're picking a litter.
And I know the Saints aren't loving this scoreline, but they are lucky they are deep into this first half. Laurier has so much money they can open a bank right now. They could put together buy after buy here, so the Saints are going to be lucky. KBK, little boom bot hop there once more. Going to send those paint shells into hookah. 4-tapping. Going to get snuffed out there with that judge. Maybe try to go for the re-engage here. There's only 1 play to make with the judge. Oh, KBK, given an inch, takes a mile and takes Jello's head off in the process. 4-tapping. Short corner judge. We've seen it so often. This raise is going to be in for a rude awakening. Judge shots are not going to be found enough, though. KBK finding that 2nd kill. That's going to completely open things up for Laurier. They're going to send the haunts. They're going to send the goons. They have that orbital strike in the back pocket. They should get this plant down, and theoretically, unless the Saints somehow clutch, they should be taking this round.
Yeah, well, KBK has like 2 health there or something. You're going to be trying to hold these angles nonetheless. You know that your life is not worth that much. Board's going to go down as well. Inconsistent, finding 2, finding 3. My goodness, inconsistent. Going against the name, it's just, he's caster cursing himself. We say inconsistent every time, but oh so consistent in these rounds. Another 3K picked up. It's 9-3 for the side of Laurier. The Saints need to get their wits about them here. You are down to crunch time. You have to show what you're worth.
Yeah, maybe they can get something going on this attacking half. We have seen Boris play great duelists on this attacking side before, but this double duelist comp of Laurier has done too much damage to the side of St. Clair. 23 frags between the two right now, keeping those deaths at a minimum as well. They've done so good at staying alive, doing their jobs, creating that space. Even when they don't find these frags, they are displacing St. Clair all over these sites, and they're able to find those picks, not really letting St. Clair layer anything together. And say, I can't remember one time when I saw that Raze Fade combo, when I saw Brimstone and Sky team up together for any of these pushes. It felt like we've had just a whole lot of nothing with this utility so far.
Yeah, big ol' none pizza left beef at that. You know, a little bit to show from the side of St. Clair College, but really nothing too substantial thus far. A couple of rounds sort of going off of Laurier's missteps as opposed to St. Clair's proactive play. But as you can see here, trading back and forth. Inconsistent, finding another one with this frenzy. 4v4 towards this B site. Anders gonna find another one. You gotta try and collect a pistol here. You have to at that. M's gonna be able to collect a kill onto Inconsistent as well.
Yeah, M's still working up with 4 tapping here. Anders in that back tunnel. KBK is gonna pick up that kill near Hookah. This is gonna be very, very tough. Oh, spike plant at the worst possible time. The timing was everything. M's is gonna trade out Anders. 2 members left on him though. Vinci's gonna shut that one down. Laurier on to double digits, picking up where they left off in that first half. St. Clair, you gotta figure it out or you're going to be going home soon.
Of course, it really depends on if they want to force at this point. You know, maybe you try and switch it up, toss a couple of stingers down there, try and change the pacing of it.
Yet.
It's difficult.
It's tough, though.
Yeah, and you can see it's going to be one force on Sushi here for a time being. They consider it for a brief moment. It's really difficult.
If you force and lose this game, it's probably GG.
Exactly.
Or it's not, but you know.
You force as they go. You win the force. Maybe you have some legs. If you lose the force, as you said, you are in deep doo-doo at that. But my goodness, gonna be already the nades coming down. The paint shells chunking out Borge. It's gonna be some damage put down. You still got the heals left on the Sky. Wish there was a Sage in this one, but no, Borge too far forward. KBK wins the Raze v Raze.
Yeah, St. Clair could have used a couple of those reses at this point as well. I'm sure they wouldn't have mind having the Sage, but KBK blast pack over top. Ooh. Beautiful job to set up that angle. He's going to find that spray down. 2 left in U-Haul for St. Clair. Paint shells are going to go live. They're going to be stuck in a real bad way. It's a flawless for Laurier. Complete decimation in that round. St. Clair about to be on its last legs. Laurier, they can smell this national title. They are 2 rounds away from claiming it, and claiming it in what I would say kind of convincing fashion.
Yeah, Laurier, just, my goodness, winning against the Force at that, and now it's you get a free bonus round at this. It's a bonus, it's not a lot, but now it has to be Saints holding the line. They can't force this time around, lest they force a 3rd round in a row. You need to save for rifles here, but look at the opposite side. If they win this round, they've got enough to just toss all the Spectres off the side, pick themselves up Vandals, Phantoms, whatever they so desire, and it will be oh so difficult for the Saints to get back into this one. Down to the last 2 rounds, it seems, for the side of the Saints. They have to find a way. Hey, they've done it so many times, and yet today, this matchup specifically, just not able to find it quite yet.
Yeah, just not able to really find their footing. They don't really look like they're playing as coordinated as they were earlier. I'm not sure exactly what that might be. Could be part of Laurier's really, really solid game plan of displacing these agents all over the map, finding these really quirky one-off angles and finding these picks. Laurier has done such a good job playing off of one another. You never see one person trying to take these ego peaks. You always see a second member at least a couple feet away, maybe somewhere with utility, waiting for the right time and place. That's going to be an early kill onto 4 tapping, taking Brimstone out of this game that early. Smokes are going to be off the map there. That's going to be disaster for St. Clair. No smokes, no flashes, only 2 members left alive. Spray down from Soup, you're not going to find the kill. The jumping right click will. M's rather with 5 HP, and we are now on round point, match point, championship point for Laurier.
Laurier coming into this tournament as ultimate dark horses, I want to say. Everyone, well, I will say for me, my prediction, Alberta was going to win the whole thing. But they went to Brazil instead. You know what? They decided we are going to give that one up. Of course, I think Brazil is a little bit more of a prize at that, but Saints definitely sort of that second place, the runner-up in that situation in a lot of brackets. Laurier really not expected to get here, and yet here they are holding their ground.
Dominating, not holding their ground.
They're dominating. They're yes. Forgive me for that one, Laurier.
We got to call it what it is.
They've been flying high, you know, up 9 rounds, so they've got so much room to play with, and now finally the buy is coming through for the side of the Saints. They need to push forward. They need to find a win here. Nonetheless, there is an ultimate coming through from Phoenix as well. Gonna run it back. Jello, though, gonna be able to find that first kill.
Yeah, that's massive. If Phoenix found that run it back kill, that would have been the linchpin they were looking for. Saints, though, have two members tagged down low on HP. Anders finding that kill on the M's. Boris picking up a double kill, trying to keep this game alive. The Saints, for once, this game have the numbers advantage. Just as I say that, it goes to the wayside. They do get that spike plant. I think that's the first plant they've had the entire half, potentially. Trying to find the frag. Vinci, the timing is going to go his way. Only two members of St. Clair stand between Laurier and a national championship. Sushi's going to fall. Flinchy has a third of the round, and that's going to be it. Laurier has taken down St. Clair. They will be your Canadian Esports national champions. They top the bracket. They go throughout the week. They end up winning this one out, and they win in convincing 13-3 fashion.
My goodness, what a second map coming down from the side of Laurier. Really sort of
clean.
Going against our expectations in a lot of ways. We expected the Saints to come out here, really push forth after a very strong first half of Haven. Unfortunately, after that, it all crumbles down, and it just comes down to who can hold their own in these late-night duels. And unfortunately for the Saints, they do fall. 3 titles for themselves, aren't able to collect that 4 there, but nonetheless, great play from Laurier. Can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah, Laurier played about as good of a series as you could play. The first half of that first game, they maybe were a little bit shaky in spots, but that rust was very quickly shaken off. And map 2, they went charging forward, and they never looked back for 1 second. They basically put the medal to St. Clair there. They did not look back. 13-3 being the scoreline. I think the Saints might have taken that first pistol round as well. So just looking at that, Laurier, complete domination. All 5 members, it looked like they were so well coordinated. They just kind of had St. Clair on the fritz the entire game. They were kind of making them play out of sorts, play out of character, and when you can do that to a team round after round after round, you deserve to be called champions.
Yeah, and obviously just a huge shift there for Laurier, being able to come back from falling in CVAL, the biggest collegiate VALORANT tournament of note, falling to them 0-2 and being able to come back with new strategies.
Just a week later,
have that resilience to push forward late at night after playing so much VALORANT this weekend, not only in Campus Clutch, but also in this tournament here for Nationals. So overall, great performance from them, but that's going to wrap it up for Nationals as a whole. Already? Yeah, oh my goodness, no. But you've been here a long day, of course. Shout out to Johan for being able to stick it through. But also, thank you to all of the viewers out there for joining us for this amazing week of broadcasts. We've had so much fun bringing you the first inaugural Canadian Nationals here across so many different esports, being able to cover so much action on the Rift, in the maps, on COD, in the COD loading screens, in the COD loading screens, across the world on Overwatch as well, and on the pitch in Rocket League. Thank you, of course, to our amazing crew here. Alex observing for the last game of the night. Kaylee as our director. Amazing as always. And Denners as our director. Thank you to Sean and Tyler for basically running the whole thing as well. Of course, thank you to all of the players for making it work. Had an amazing time, not only on this broadcast, on my own broadcast, on all of the broadcasts. Has been an amazing week. But nonetheless, we sign off with that. Look forward to hosting these next time around. Good night, everyone. Once again, something to note, Ems, previously playing the Breach on this match, has been playing more Chamber also sort of filling in that chamber slot that you see need on so many of these maps. But for the time being, a little bit of a push through Garage here. Slowly but surely, side of St. Clair moving towards that C side, but a nice headshot coming through from Finchi as Forge goes down. Another kill picked up, inconsistent, staying very consistent, finding a couple kills for themselves, but Ems finding a couple on the back end of that with those headhunters. Ran out of bullets though, gotta be careful. It's only gonna be down 2.
It's actually all this eco, and even if you don't, please try to get up around it too.
It's all about the momentum as Borge already pushing aggressively onto B site, going through to the A link here. See what Borge is able to collect for themselves. A lot of damage coming down as Finchi going to trade Ems. Jello going to pick up one for themselves. KBK though taking a lot of damage as well. Borge still in this front line looking for anything. The paint shell not quite going to land, but the double kill coming through from Soupy and that Vandal. Paint shell will collect the kill at the end of it. The defuse already started up. Going to be a little bit of a defense here as Fortap and able to find one on the back end. It is only the chamber to stay alive, so yes.
Site here, pop a bunch of utility. The site is pretty open for the time being. Soupy is up in heaven though with these paint shell. Trying to cock and load that one for Aftershock. Not going to find the mark. Plant is going to come through, but at the expense of Fortap and Select those paint shells.
Yeah, lots of damage coming back the opposite way. Lots of util being burned on both sides. You can see Borge is absolutely blinded to everything here. Going to get shot down from heaven there. Another kill picked up by Soupy with that Vandal. It is only Soupy left alive though as M, Sushi, Jello all linking up with a kill of their own. Soupy picking up 3, picking up 4 for themselves. Can they take some fall damage and whip? Now there's a couple rifles going back the opposite way. Borge already on site. Fortap going to pick up a kill for themselves, and it seems as if Laurier got a little bit too cocky with their play in that round, and now they're playing the price.
Yeah, Borge has to be careful here. Going to find the strafe shot. He is pinned down in this corner by Anders, though. He is going to need a second Saint to walk through and help him out. Aftershock going to go through that dark cover, going to buy him just enough time. Inconsistent, going to find one, gets traded out right away by Borge. Now into a 3v1. The Saints are looking real healthy. They're going to get a couple rifles out of the backside of this round as well. First kill found. Second, not here.
They've had a little bit of trouble, or they've been 50-50 at least on retaking this site specifically, but nonetheless, Saints need to be incredibly careful. They've got the weaponry advantage, at least compared to what Anders has in store. Just comes down to if you can get your one-shot, one kill.
Yeah, Anders trying to get those pop flashes going. Sushi can tuck into this little corner here. Wait for those members to cross his face. They're going to check one of these corners first, though. He might be able to get a good angle here. Find one, finding the second on the spray. Trying to find the third. The tour de force just a little bit too much there. And all on Finchi now. 9 HP. And
3 members of Laurier coming through Graffiti. This is going to be challenging for them to push through.
Yeah, Fortapping has Heaven control. The Nightfall is going to get popped as well. St. Clair trying to make sure they win this round out. Fortapping shoulder to shoulder with the Omen. He's going to win that trade on Inconsistent. Now the Saints having large advantage. Oh, beautiful play with that utility. Sushi going to be the recipient of that kill. Anders going to shut one down and get one back there. He's going to get tagged up by that Haunt, though. He doesn't have that much time. There are 3 members of St. Clair ready and waiting. He's going to get this pop flash ready. Try to get the swing. Sushi's going to shut
forward aggressively, as is Borge. You can see very aggressively just using those satchels to move forward already halfway down A long. As the Omen ultimate gets popped as well, you can see how much space they've got over this A site. Omen already in heaven. It's a swing coming through from Jello. Borge is already in the back line. It's 3 kills picked up. What do Laurier have to counter here? It's a 5v2. It's Classics and Sheriffs versus the Rifles here. Turn around from Fortap and as Soupy just trying to get out of this one, gets sprayed down through the smoke. Had absolutely no chance. It's going to be flawless round combination. Kept from the side of Laurier.
I don't necessarily hate this idea either. They went guns blazing the first 4 or 5 rounds of the game. Now, maybe slow things down. Borge never going to play slow, though. Going to go with the blast packs. That Paranoia going to land in that corner. Haunt going to get some value as well. Anders finds the kill. Corner not been cleared. Borge going to find one. Sprays, finds a second. Paint shells to the corner. Looking to find that third. That Nightfall is going to be the answer for Laurier. They're going to try to snowball this one. They're going to find a couple of picks off that decay. Soupy gets a kill with the blast pack. That 1 HP fade all still there for the re-engage, though. Borge slowly creeping up this left side of A, though. Trying to find the angle. Dark cover goes out. Paranoid gonna land as well. Gonna find that kill. Paint shells out toward Hell there. Trying to use those blast packs to get the straight peek. He's gonna find it. Gonna get shut down by that Headhunter, though. Fortapping, picking up the trade-off. Now into a 3v2. Rolling Thunder potentially in Anders' back pocket if he wants to use it. He's done a very good job layering this utility. He is gonna send that Rolling Thunder. They're gonna send a full push toward these Saints, but Anders gonna be tagged up by their own breach shell. Sushi gonna pick one up.
On these save rounds from the side of Laurier to be able to answer. Here comes all of the economy, though. All of these ultimates coming down, specifically that Breach ultimate. Rolling Thunder pushing themselves onto site. Still stunned up is Inconsistent. Borge in that backline already.
Oh god, the room bot.
Oh,
it's stuck.
Oh my, yeah, call Amazon about that one. You gotta fix that one up. Jello gonna find a couple for themselves as well. KDK going through Garage. You're trying to land the Sheriff shots, but they do not have the long gun of the law on their favor. It's gonna be a very clean round, Matt. Maybe look for another couple of picks here. And now chaos ensuing for the side of Laurier. 2 on A, 1 on C, and no one on B. They're walking right down Broadway to try and find this flank.
Yeah, if this flank can make it happen fast enough, at least they might be able to find something. Anders lurking in these wings, trying to jump out. Laurier has a really good chance that they can jump out, jump scare, and find a pick. Sushi, though, reading it like a book. M's shutting down Inconsistent. Now KBK, he's looking at the back of a couple heads there. Only gonna find the one. Valuable for them to win out this round. The Saints, though, not gonna find a ton of value with the ultimates. KBK on that judge, taking care of tapping the Saints. They're at least gonna get that spike plant for their trouble. Now they're gonna have to withstand the own nightfall of Laurier's side here. Fade tagged down very low on HP. That Tour de Force still kicking around. It is an absolute skirmish on this site right now.
Yeah, Inconsistent has that judge still. Gonna try and find anything that they can. It's 5v4, but the KBK, not a whole lot of health. Borge finds 2. KBK gonna trade one back. Borge with a 3K going. 4K picked up by Borge. Down C, you've got the raise fade down A. You've got a lot of space to afford for yourself, but nonetheless, Laurier need to try and find some unique strategies. Ems, though, head hunting already here. Looking through Garage, able to pick up a second one.
Cooper.
My goodness, Ems gets his 2, and that's going to quash any pushes that Laurier have. At least put them at a very heavy disadvantage. 4 tapping, going to find one. Ems with the 3K going. Not going to be able to collect that last one. Oh my goodness, Vinci with the shots, but Borge going to be able to knock him all the way into Garden here. An incredibly aggressive push. Borge going to find a head already for themselves, and now they're just getting surrounded here like fish in the water. But unfortunately for the side of St. Clair, Inconsistent Finchie finding some heads, and now on the wrong side of the map are the side of Borge and Sushi.
That Inconsistent second kill of the round there. Borge getting shut down. Sushi finally gonna pick up that kill. KBK in a bad spot, bad timing. Anders, though, gonna find that kill with the Bulldog. Vinci gonna wrap things up. He's gonna get that plant down as well. More time, they're gonna find the kill on Anders. They're trying their best to fight off on this defensive side. Looks like Laurier might end up closing this one out. Sushi just trying to make it expensive.
Yeah, trying to do what they can. Picks up a gun for themselves as well. Even if they save it at this point, it's a free Vandal picked up by Sushi here. I don't think they're going to be too unhappy with that one. Will they go for another couple of kills, though? That is the question. KBK holding it down. See, long here's all the footsteps. Sushi, oh, the timing, just a little bit unfortunate. The operator, it's a 2v2 on the site here. Really depends on how Laurier want to play this out. What's the angle they're taking? C's not going to land up to anyone, but Borge will fall. Ems, though, last one standing. Got a full health bar, got a lot to work with. Are they going to find a shot onto the fade? It comes down to the timing.
That's critical information.
On C.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's just the guessing game. Gonna guess right, but unfortunately.
And already you can see Soupy spraying down. Jello gonna keep that push forward with the Battle Stinger, and Borge taken down in main. Jello, though, now with the Vandal in hand, they might be able to push this one forward. Lots of members still here. KBK behind this, blinded up here. Jello with a massive round already, 3K, and it all comes down to what Omen can do. Inconsistent has already burned that ultimate. Are they going to be able to find it? Jello, here all comes down to the timing. Are they going to find the right angle? Inconsistent.
Gonna get the swing, first shot, not gonna land. Gets the re-trigger and finds the double kill. At least a couple seconds. But Rolling Thunder gonna gun pop. They're Inconsistent, gonna get knocked off the plant. Aftershock gonna come through as well. No kills to be found yet. He is gonna find a kill with that Aftershock. Anders going down. Now once again, same as last round, into a 2v1. They did stop that plant with that Rolling Thunder, though. That's gonna buy them a couple more seconds. Inconsistent doesn't have that ultimate to get away either. He's gonna have to make something happen. Plant that bomb inside the dark cover and hope that he can win this 2v1 right there.
They get it down at the very least, but the Omen needs to clutch it up here for the side of Laurier. Not going to be able to find it. He got it.
Prowlers as well, going to get destroyed. The corner going to be swung. Sushi is going to find that kill onto Anders, though. No one there for the trade. Oh, he flicks one way, flicks back the other, finds that kill. Ems is going to fall, but there are 4 Saints alive. It is all on Sushi for Laurier. He is shoulder to shoulder with all these members. Picks up the kill onto Sushi. 25 seconds. Does not have the spike quite yet. He uses those paint shells to kind of create some space for himself, but he has a long road back to the top here.
No way to actually get to that spike cleanly. They're going to try and find the kill. Sufi putting her in tow. It's going to be a challenging round to clean up.
Yeah, and I think Laurier has maybe scouted some film on St. Clair. They know a lot of teams do this as well, but when you're on that eco buy, you tend to be a lot more aggressive, try to take fights on your terms, just like that. Perfect flank from Jello. Gonna send out that concussion as well. Has that sheriff in his hand, trying to get to that Vandal. Gonna jump peek, is gonna recover that rifle. So at the very least, unless he ends up falling here, one rifle in hand for him. He's gonna find that kill. That kill is gonna go over onto Ems as well. So it's gonna be a 1-for-1, ultimately 8
usage of that utility thus far. But even then, plant for long, gonna be so difficult to hold down the fort. 2 members still alive from Laurier. Gonna go for the defuse here. Jello, they're gonna stick it.
have to hold that garage, and they have to hold long. Nobody checking garage. Finchie getting that free kill. Picking up 2 from long. KBK getting tagged down. Now 1v1, chamber on chamber. Ems versus Finchie. Time is running low. Ems trying to clutch. That was a beautiful rendezvous just to buy himself enough time. Ems not going to find that exit frag. Finchie's
found the good old fake there. Inside of Laurier, make a whole lot of noise getting out, walk back in, and now 4v3. Saints need to try and find a way back into this. Jello, Sushi, Ems, the 3 strongest players we want to say from today, and unfortunately Jello gonna fall. Inconsistent. Once again finding their man, and the tour de force is just forced all the way out here. It is so challenging. The aftershock's gonna come through, and Sushi picking up 1 though with that stinger, but it's all down to Sushi once again. Can you clutch this one out? No. Finchie, goodness, yes, they have. The bird is massive, and information given over to the side of Saints once again. But now the execute has to come down. 30 seconds left. You have to make a play, and KBK gonna make the play. A Dian right there. Another kill picked up. Jello able to collect 2 for their troubles. But now Soupy getting in onto the site, getting on top of that box, and Borge trying to find damage here. 40 health left on this Phoenix. Shots are coming down as a headshot as Soupy able to turn this one back around. Laurier now have a little bit more control, but it's going to be turned back around behind there. 2 members of the Saints coming from behind. Finchie, though, going to spot that one out. Borge able to return fire once with Ems in a really precarious situation.
Yeah, they're going to be aware someone's in this back tunnel. They checked pretty much every other part of the site. They have to assume somebody is going to show up here one point or the other, although Ems might be able to get the drop on 1. He's going to find the first headshot. Not going to transfer and find the second one. Soupy doing a great job with that straight peek. He's going to find that kill to Will Ems. Now 10 HP on this chamber. Not going to find the kill. Borge, though, in the backside. Not going to be
able to find another one, but the crossfire just a little bit too much at this point. Coming out of lamps as it's just Ems to hold the line. He has to peek aggressively. He has to find these kills. Doesn't seem to have enough time. It's going to come down to a massive clutch. Ems needs to try and find the timing. They're on the wrong side of it. The lineups might just be too much.
Yeah, to be very, especially for a chamber. He has that Vandal. Gonna find that first kill though. Just that raise left. Yeah, not gonna be a tough, a good scenario here. Not gonna find that exit. Run it back. Gonna get popped. That orbital strike. Only gonna worry about that running back. Oh, gonna get a double kill onto Soupy. 1 orbital strike, 2 kills. Unfortunate placement of that run it back, but Laurier is able to withstand that push. It is into a 2v2 RBK, or KBK rather. Massive weapon advantage over Borge on that battle stinger. Trying to find this angle. He gets spotted out. Has that paint shelf. They have that TP. They can just hop in there. If they decide, and they're going to do just that. 1 member going to stay, though. Into a 2v1, and he teleported all the way across that site. And nonetheless, though, KBK picking up that other kill. Anders now. Plant coming through. Showstopper online there. Spike is going to go down, though. Smoke's coming in on that backside tunnel. The Saints trying to figure out some way to navigate this site. They're not going to find that kill. KBK and Soupy holding down the fort. All onto fort tapping. Easy has a world of hurt ahead of him.
That 1v3 situation as Brimstone has to make something happen, making a lot of footsteps, making a lot of noise, needs to pick up the pace here because the angles are just being held so many different ways for the side of Fort Tappin. Are they going to be able to find the shots? No. Bad. The tour de force now on the back end of this. They needed to get low value out of that, ultimately get high value out of everything else. Ems, the last one to remain standing, got the Guardian in tow. Gonna have to make some magic happen.
Yeah, magic is an understatement. He's gonna have to pull off a heist right now to steal this round away. Decent little shot through the wall, getting a lineup, obviously not knowing where any of these members are located though. More of a warning shot, letting them know, hey guys, there's someone lurking around with the Guardian here. Find this angle, hookah. Tour de force gonna be 2.
A victory, no matter what. Hello. Hold these angles for the time being. Not gonna get spotted out by anything. Ems though finds their mark. Finchie falls.
Ems doing work on this operator. Second shot, jump peek, gonna dodge that one. Ems checking out Luka there for that brim smoke. Jello gonna find that last pick. They're gonna get some info. 1 member. They're going headhunting. They don't want any weapons left untouched there. They're gonna chase Anders all the way back into the spawn. We're gonna see Sushi trying to hit up on that flank now, waiting with open arms in that middle area. They're gonna run him right.
And pushing forward aggressively is Soupy. Gonna try and find that on the turnaround. The spray not gonna land. Sushi finds 2. Borge gonna find a 3rd one here. This is a strong round looking for the side of the Saints here. Another one picked up by Borge. It is Finchie alone in showers. What can they do? 1v5. Potentially save the gun. Still got a long time to try and save that one out.
A long time.
No, they're gonna be hunting for blood once again. Granted, I believe they do have the spike in sight as well, so no real angle. It's gonna be one traded back, but Ems.
Single angle covered, and they're gonna have the advantage here. Looks like Ems gonna try to save this operator, maybe try to get that exit frag.
Yeah, a couple of them are going to take that teleporter, potentially thinking he's camping out on the opposite side. Nope, just holding down CT a little bit here. Might be a little bit of a peek there. M's going to find at least another one inconsistent. Goes up to their name, finds a couple kills, and dies at the end of the round, but nonetheless, Ems is going to try and find a couple on the way out. Not quite going to land it. Needs to be careful of the spike explosion as well. Ooh, going to take a blind shot as well. No, not going to hold.
Maybe catch another Laurier member off guard. They're peeking up into heaven there. They may be aware of it. They're going to find this plant, though, at least for the time being.
Yeah, and Ems did have enough credits to re-up that op, but a nice shot. Just a head glitch there coming through from Soupy. Jumping down on top, board tap, and not checking the corners there. And unfortunately, members are starting to fall. The Saints still have a couple of members left. Sushi Jello, once again, brother power, not quite going to be enough as Jello falls. Sushi going around the back, but there's too many members.
Tapping, short corner Judge. We've seen it so often. This raid is going to be in for a rude awakening. Judge shots are not going to be found enough, though. KVK finding that second kill. That's going to completely open things up for Laurier. They're going to send the haunts. They're going to send the goons. They have that orbital strike in the back pocket. They should get this plant down, and theoretically, unless the Saints somehow clutch, they should be taking this round.
Yeah, well, KVK has like 2 health there or something. Keep trying to hold these angles nonetheless. You know that your life is not worth that much. Board's going to go down as well. Inconsistent finding. This is opposed to St. Clair's proactive play, but as you can see here, trading back and forth. Inconsistent, finding another one with this frenzy. 4v4 towards this B site. Andrew's going to find another one. You got to try and collect a pistol here. You have to at that. M's going to be able to collect a kill onto Inconsistent as well.
Yeah, M's still working up a 4 tapping here. Anders in that back tunnel. KVK is going to pick up that kill near Hookah. This is going to be very, very tough. Oh,